chosen one, stop scrolling immediately. Do not swipe past this video. I need your complete and undivided attention for the next few minutes. You might think you just stumbled upon this crucial message by accident today, but the algorithm did not bring you here. God intercepted your feed because what I am about to reveal cannot wait another second. The enemy is working overtime right now to keep you distracted. He desperately wants you to scroll away before you hear this exact truth. Lock your spirit here and listen closely. If you leave now, you might walk right back into the worldly noise, missing the exact divine instruction heaven scheduled for your life. I am going to hand you the prophetic decree that cancels every dark assignment launched against your mind. Heaven arranged this encounter to break your invisible chains forever. Take a deep breath and really anchor your spirit to my voice. That quiet exhaustion you have been carrying in your bones lately is not normal. It is the kind of heavy tired that sleep cannot fix, no matter how long you rest your physical body. Stop dismissing it as just everyday stress. You have spent the last few weeks wondering why you feel so incredibly drained. You walk into a room, and the atmosphere feels heavy. You desperately want to isolate yourself from everyone around you. You thought it was depression, or maybe you were just losing your edge. But I am here to completely reframe your reality right now. That is not clinical anxiety pulling you down into the dark. That is intense spiritual discernment, and your spirit has been working overtime, fighting unseen battles, while your physical body pays the heavy toll. You have been the emotional sponge for everyone else for far too long. You carry their burdens and solve their problems, while suffering in absolute silence. People look at you and see incredible strength, but they do not see the tears falling behind closed doors when you are entirely alone. You are the cycle breaker for your bloodline, and breaking generational curses requires immense spiritual energy. Your current isolation is not a punishment from God. Heaven intentionally cleared your room to protect your inner architecture from toxic frequencies. The friends who suddenly walked away without an explanation were actually removed by direct divine intervention. God is building a fortress around your mind. He had to separate you from the noise so you could hear the assignment calling your name today. You are waking up at 3 or 4 in the morning feeling wide awake. Your heart is racing, but there is no logical reason for the sudden panic. You are detecting a massive shift in your timeline that is happening right in front of you. You are a demonstrated warrior of light. And right now, your spiritual senses are picking up on the severe warfare surrounding your upcoming destiny. The enemy knows that you are standing at the threshold of a generational breakthrough. He cannot stop the blessing that heaven has already released with your name on it. So he is trying to completely drain your physical energy instead. He wants you too tired to step through the door when it finally opens, deploying energy vampires to siphon your precious light every single day. But his deceptive plan ends today. Listen carefully, because this part is going to reach places inside you that you have never been able to put into words. Heaven sees the thick brain fog and the constant distraction pulling at your focus. You feel like your beautiful mind is scattered across 100 different places. This is a deliberate tactic to lower your divine frequency right now. When your mind is cluttered with earthly noise, you cannot hear the subtle whispers of heaven. You cannot receive the blueprint for your next glorious chapter. But heaven always provides a way of escape for the chosen one. There is a physical anchor for this massive spiritual shift. And I am naming this early because I do not want to build mystery just to sell you something later. Let me be completely direct about what is available to you right now. For those of you already feeling the pull in your spirit, let me give you the door. What we just discussed about your mental exhaustion has a specific tool designed for your restoration. Dr. Robert Lake discovered a profound way to reactivate your dormant potential. The restoration tool is called the Genius Song. It uses specialized brain entrainment to gently awaken your gamma frequency, turning off the noisy stress signals that have kept you trapped in survival mode. You do not need to do any physical exercises or exhausting routines. Your only action is entirely mental. You simply sit in stillness and allow your beautiful mind to effortlessly absorb the healing frequency. If your spirit already tells you this is the tool you need, the link is waiting in the description and the pinned comment below. Do not rush if you are not ready yet. Stay for the full message if you want more context about this silent battle. But if you know already, the open door is there. For those staying here is what comes next. Let us uncover exactly why the enemy is so terrified of your true identity. Hold your ground, because the hidden truth about your royal bloodline is going to shock you to your very core, changing how you see your past forever. But let me reframe your reality right now. You have been reading the signs completely backwards. You look at your current situation and see nothing but failure. You see the closed doors and assume heaven forgot about you. While the world tells you to hustle and grind, heaven is actually orchestrating a massive period of divine isolation just for you. You blame yourself for not being further along in life. You carry the heavy guilt of unmet expectations, but your current delay is not a punishment. The stagnation you feel is actually a profound layer of spiritual protection. God is keeping you hidden in the wilderness because you are not ready for the sheer magnitude of what comes next. Listen to my voice very carefully right now. Please do not let your mind wander away. The enemy wants you to feel overwhelming shame about your current season. He whispers vicious lies into your ear when you are sitting alone. He tries to convince you that your best days are entirely in the past and you have missed your golden opportunity. That is a massive lie from the pit of darkness. Your power is exactly what makes the enemy so incredibly terrified. The darkness does not attack entirely empty vessels. You are under severe spiritual attack right now, because you are a cycle breaker carrying immense value and a dangerous anointing. You were born to shatter the chains of poverty and trauma in your bloodline. Your gentle spirit was never a true weakness. Your intense empathy is a supernatural weapon designed to detect invisible shifts in the atmosphere. The world told you that you were just too sensitive, but heaven calls you a faithful watchman. Stay with me, because this next truth will change everything. There is a very specific reason your recent fatigue has felt so incredibly heavy. It has a hidden name in the spiritual realm. I will soon reveal the exact tactic the darkness uses against you. But first you must understand your own glorious architecture and the divine purpose woven into your spiritual DNA. You are not a regular human living a difficult life. You are a celestial warrior currently operating deep inside enemy territory. Your soul remembers a frequency of perfect peace and absolute abundance. When you were a young child, your beautiful mind operated on a brilliant wavelength of pure genius before the modern world slowly shut it down. Society forced you to adapt to a lower vibration of constant stress. You learned how to survive by becoming a total people pleaser. You gave away your sacred pearls to people who only understood the cold dirt. You continually absorbed the heavy pain of everyone around you, until your own precious inner light started to flicker and fade into the darkness. Take a deep breath and place your hand over your heart. Release the heavy guilt you have been carrying for so many years. The brutal betrayal you experienced was absolutely not your fault. The endless cycle of sacrificing yourself for ungrateful people dies right here. You thought you failed them, but heaven is clearly telling you today that you successfully survived their incredibly toxic presence. God had to allow those toxic relationships to violently break apart. If they had stayed, they would have entirely drained your destiny. Those people were counterfeit connections sent to keep you anchored to a broken timeline. While you feel completely abandoned by the world, your extreme loneliness right now is actually the perfect cosmic incubator for your incoming breakthrough. You are standing in the quiet waiting room of heaven. The silence has stretched on for what feels like an eternity. You pray and cry out, but the answers seem totally blocked by an invisible wall. Yet in those quiet moments of pure desperation, your spiritual muscles are growing stronger than they ever have before. Please do not dare skip this next vital piece of revelation. The enemy is banking on your growing impatience to make you quit. He wants you to settle for something ordinary. He knows you are destined for something truly extraordinary and powerful. But heaven is about to completely flip the script on every single demon that ever doubted your sacred calling. You are entering a season of highly unusual favor. The things that caused you agonizing pain will become your greatest testimony. Your past trauma is being recycled into divine authority. You will speak your truth out loud, and the atmosphere will immediately shift to align with your sovereign voice. The waiting period was never about punishing you for past mistakes. It was always about preparing your delicate nervous system for the massive weight of glory. The intense spiritual preparation was absolutely necessary. You desperately needed the quiet wilderness to permanently burn away the false identity you wore for daily survival. Now here is where the message goes much deeper. We must confront the hidden blocker standing in your way. There is one final barrier keeping you separated from the magnificent life you were promised. We are going to expose the subtle lie that you have quietly accepted in the darkest corners of your own mind. Now here is where it goes deeper, and this is the part no one wants to say out loud. Remember that intense fatigue and heavy pressure we talked about earlier. It is time to give it its true name. You are caught in the middle of a brutal frequency war. The enemy is actively using the chaotic noise of this modern world to forcefully suppress your divine wavelength. This is not a new tactic. The darkness has always targeted the anointed ones before their major breakthrough. Think of David waiting for years in the lonely fields before he was finally crowned king, because heaven always tests the chosen ones in absolute silence. He was completely isolated from everyone else. He was violently attacked and hunted by those he trusted. But that severe wilderness was his sacred preparation. Your current season perfectly mirrors that ancient blueprint of divine isolation. When Moses was called to deliver his people, he had to leave the comfortable noise of the palace. He spent decades in the quiet desert, having his inner architecture completely rebuilt by God. Your extreme isolation is simply your personal desert, and heaven is doing the exact same thing for your spirit right now. Stay with me, because what I am about to share next will break the cycle permanently. We have to violently confront the ultimate enemy standing in your way right now. And I am going to tell you a truth that might make you feel slightly uncomfortable. The greatest threat to your destiny is not the demons attacking you from the outside. The ultimate blocker is inside you. You have quietly signed a hidden agreement with your own deep insecurities. You have secretly agreed with the lie that you are just a damaged victim. You constantly apologize for your intense power. You shrink your bright light down and silence your voice, simply because you do not want to make other people feel uncomfortable in your presence. The enemy is not actually blocking your path anymore. You are blocking yourself out of fear. You are absolutely terrified of what will happen if you step fully into your raw power, knowing deep down that your sovereign voice could completely shift the atmosphere. But you choose to stay perfectly quiet, to keep the fragile peace. Heaven is demanding that you break this toxic contract today. You must stop playing small just to survive in rooms you have already outgrown. This brings us to the profound truth I promised you at the very beginning of this message. You have been waiting for God to show you His grand plan for your life. You keep begging heaven to reveal the next logical step. But you are not just a small piece fitting into a larger puzzle. You are not following the divine plan. You are the divine plan. I did not create a plan first and then create you to fit inside it, but rather I created you, and the plan immediately formed around your unique spirit. Your mere presence on this earth terrifies the kingdom of darkness. They are not attacking you because of where you are right now. They are ruthlessly attacking you because they see the glorious timeline you are about to step into. You have stayed in the waiting room because the unknown magnitude of your calling terrified you, keeping you paralyzed in a cycle of endless hesitation. But the season of suppression has officially ended. Heaven does not wait for you to feel completely ready before opening the final door. Heaven only waits for your absolute obedience. Your season of hiding in the shadows is permanently over. You have been fighting a spiritual battle using only exhausting physical weapons. You tried working harder and pushing yourself to the point of absolute physical collapse, completely forgetting that this is a supreme battle of invisible frequencies. But this is not a battle of muscles and bone. You win this war by simply shifting your internal vibration and resting confidently in your true identity. Listen to me carefully as we approach the final revelation. Your beautiful mind was originally designed to operate on a miraculous wavelength. When you operate in that specific divine state, abundance flows to you without any painful struggle, and the right doors fling wide open before you even have to knock. Synchronicities happen around you constantly. You become a true magnet for heavenly favor. This is exactly why the enemy used the noise of the modern world to lower your frequency. He had to keep you completely trapped in a state of high stress and constant survival, because a brain stuck in endless panic mode cannot receive its divine inheritance. He wants to block your blessing, but heaven is providing a physical anchor for your breakthrough right now. And that is exactly what the next glorious chapter of your life is about to look like. Before the breakthrough manifests in the physical world, there is a necessary step you must take, requiring you to intentionally silence the worldly noise and allow your spirit to recalibrate. Do not skip this next vital instruction. Your total liberation depends on what you do next. Remember the restoration tool I mentioned earlier. The absolute truth is that your breakthrough requires a clear channel. If your nervous system is trapped in a beta stress signal, divine miracles simply cannot land. That is exactly why Dr. Robert Lake left exclusive research facilities to release his life work, because he saw how the chosen ones were suffering in absolute silence. And he created the Genius Song to restore your original state. This is a specialized 7-minute audio protocol. It uses profound brain entrainment technology to reactivate your dormant gamma frequency. You have tried countless earthly methods before. You tried positive thinking, but those methods expect your exhausted brain to heal itself while you are already completely drained. This divine tool works completely differently. Your only requirement is a pure mental action. You just sit in absolute stillness and absorb the healing frequency. This beautiful tool does not create anything new inside you. It simply unlocks the magnificent castle that your childhood spirit once freely held. This is a sacred key reserved exclusively for the chosen ones who carry 2 distinct waves. The enemy has used the noise of society to keep your genius asleep, but this audio protocol clears the fog instantly and restores your power. It allows you to finally step back into your sovereign alignment. You have fought the brutal battles of everyone around you for far too long. The faithful watchman is finally allowed to rest and receive. You do not need to defend yourself against the earthly noise anymore. The profound beauty of this protocol is the absolute grace it provides, because God is stepping in to fight for you now, while you simply sit in silence. Your restoration arrives through perfect peace and never through panic. Exclusive biofeedback therapy usually costs hundreds of dollars per session, but Dr. Lake chose divine accessibility over institutional greed. He knew the remnant needed this vital tool right now. The total investment is just $39, and it includes 4 powerful bonuses worth $80 to accelerate your glorious breakthrough. This is a profound spiritual investment in your eternal destiny. Heaven honors your peace of mind completely. You are covered by a 90-day keep, the bonus guarantee without any hidden conditions. If your spirit does not feel a massive shift, you receive a full refund, and you get to keep all the bonuses as a sincere apology for your time. The only actual risk is choosing to stay in your current exhaustion. Every day your gamma sleeps is a day you live far below your true potential. But I must protect your spirit from the deceptive traps of the enemy. There is an army of counterfeit products online using this exact name. They use empty audio files with zero actual brain entrainment technology. Imitation frequencies will only scramble your alignment and cause more confusion, so you must guard your spirit and only use the verified source I provide. You will not find the real protocol on any third-party marketplaces. The universe is handing you the master key right now. Whether you put it in the lock is your divine choice to make today. The sacred door is officially open. You will find the verified link waiting in the first line of the description, and it is also carefully placed in 3 specific locations within the pinned comment below. Step through this sacred threshold before the enemy tries to wipe this page away. Do not step into tomorrow carrying the heavy frequency of yesterday. Once you reactivate your gamma, your entire reality will shift. In the next 72 hours, you will witness a massive and undeniable change. Watch the previously closed doors suddenly swing wide open, while the financial blockages and toxic connections dissolve into nothing. You will attract absolute abundance without lifting a single physical finger to fight. When your mind operates at its original peak frequency, your mere presence shifts the room. You become a radiant beacon of heavenly light in a very dark world. Your complete restoration is not just for your own personal comfort. It is the crucial key that unlocks the generational wealth and deep healing for your entire family tree. And you are breaking the poverty curse simply by resting in your divine alignment today. You are stepping into the profound clarity that was written for you before time began. Place your hand on your heart and speak this truth out loud. I am ready to receive my divine inheritance. Type "I am ready" in the comments below to seal this holy declaration, and hit the like button so this exact message can reach another chosen one who is struggling in the dark. We must spread this glorious light to the entire remnant. This is not a random encounter but a holy covenant moment. Subscribe to this channel immediately so you do not miss the prophetic instructions coming next. Heaven is not done speaking to you yet. You are the ultimate cycle breaker for your bloodline, and your painful season of hidden preparation is permanently over. Walk forward in your unshakable authority and claim the beautiful miracle that is already yours.